Everyone, Zeddy here again today with another Showdown in the Badlands card review. It's 2 a.m. my time. I don't sleep. I review Hearthstone cards, and these elementals for Shaman, like, legitimately look actually freaking nuts. We're gonna go over them. MEGA-WINDFURY in Hearthstone on an actual collectible card is happening. If you want to win these cards, we have 2 regular pre-orders, 2 mega bundles that I'm giving away out of my pockets. Enter that giveaway, like and comment in the video description below. Be subscribed to the channel. We're already almost 100 subs into the next 1,000. If we hit 75,000 by BlizzCon, which is like November 3rd and 4th, I will add another mega bundle to that giveaway, so hit that sub button and make me go broke. So it's been a long time since Elemental Shaman has really been a thing, and I'm thinking it might really be a thing, because, well, let's look at these cards. I think 2 of them are insane, and 1 is, well, kind of cool. Anyways, one of these, this is just, to me, nuts. Minecart Cruiser. This is a 3 mana. 4/5 elemental. That's right, a 3 mana 4/5. Zeddy crying in a corner. It has rush. It overloads too, though. That's really bad. However, battle cry. If you played an elemental last turn, you don't overload. You just play an amalgam of the deep. You play any elemental on turn 1 or 2, you can just play a 3 mana 4/5 rush. No downside. That's it. It's just a 3 mana 4/5 rush. That is an incredible early game tempo play for any elemental deck where, I mean, we've seen like Wild Podnol, the 4/5 rush. We saw the 3 mana location for Death Knight, which gave you a 4/5 rush. They all got nerfed. This just seems really incredibly strong in any elemental heavy deck where you just get a 4/5 with rush on either 2 or 3, as long as you played an elemental. You can always coin it out, right? There's even synergies with like Overload Shaman, where you play Inza, this becomes 2 mana. It's an overload card, right? It costs 1 less. So there's a lot of synergies. It's an insanely good card. Is elemental Shaman gonna be good enough? Well, when they brute force it with cards like this, it sure seems like a possibility. Standalone power level, it's really not a hard thing to get to go off to play elementals, as long as you have a decent amount of them built in your deck. I'm gonna give this a 4 to 5 in standard, 3 to 5 in wild. Not as convinced that you're gonna play elemental Shaman in wild. They did just buff some Ngoro elementals though, so you might want to take a look at that, right? Kalamos got buffed, like that 7 drop that summons 2/3s got buffed to 5 mana. Maybe somehow Elemental Shaman makes a comeback with some of these cards. So yeah, I'm gonna give Minecart Cruiser a 4, a 3 to 5 in wild, a 4 to 5 in standard. It just seems ridiculous to me. Next we have, maybe not as ridiculous, but the flavor is pretty sweet, the Walking Mountain, a 9 mana 4/16. A 9 mana 4/60. What are these stats? And this card is rush. It has a lifesteal. It's like Walking Fountain on steroids. And it has MEGA-WINDFURY, and you overload to it. There's no way to get rid of that overload. Although, again, Inza can make this cost less. But MEGA-WINDFURY, if you're not sure what MEGA-WINDFURY is, it's like Windfury, except you get to go twice. You get to hit 2 different times. Sorry, not twice. 4 times. 4 times. Otherwise, it would just be Windfury, right? No, you get to go 4 times. The only time that I'm aware of that we've seen MEGA-WINDFURY in Hearthstone period was like Voltron, like from Mimiron, back in like GVG. You'd have to have like 4 mechs or 3 mechs survive to the next turn. And then there was like an elemental that gave your Windfury minions MEGA-WINDFURY. So you got this. Imagine it's like Inner Fire and Priest somehow. But yeah, you got MEGA-WINDFURY that has a ton of healing, and it's a 4/16, so it's probably gonna get quite a few hits in. It's just it's 9 mana. And like the game is not super board heavy at the moment. Seems like an absolutely disgustingly good arena card. I just don't know if this will make the cut in standard, but it's really cool. I don't know, Walking Fountain was always one of the more satisfying cards to play. That was a 8 mana 4/8 Windfury rush lifesteal minion. with Windfury. Yeah, Windfury, yes. And that one felt really good. That did see meta play back in the day. I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 5 in Standard and Wild. I feel like it's too expensive, and the game has just evolved to a state where, I don't know, it's not great enough, but it's basically Reno Jackson. You get like 16 healing with this thing, as long as you got 4 hits to put in. That could be really good. So this could be one of those that does make that cut, is just fringe enough maybe that it's like a 3-star card. But again, really cool. I don't know, I've always really liked lifesteal in Hearthstone. I guess I like that style of stuff. And well, the legendary minion, we have a legendary elemental that looks kind of terrifying. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about it. Scar, the Catastrophe. This is a 7 mana 7/7 elemental, but it's got some upside. Deal 1 damage to all enemies. That goes face, right? However, it is improved by each turn in a row you've played an elemental. So we've already seen that on that elemental giant, where you want to keep playing elementals and eventually can get the giant for dirt cheap. This will go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess by the time you play it on turn 7, it could deal 7 AoE. That's to the face. And that's pretty insane, and it can just get bigger and bigger from there. This is obviously a possible Mark OTK card in Wild, with like Bran and Macaws would also be able to duplicate this. Shutterwalk Elemental Shaman. Shutterwalk can recast this, and as long as you've played elementals, that would also count, right? So look out for this. This is an insane payoff card for any elemental deck. It's discoverable too, with like Amalgam of the Deeps, other abilities to discover elementals, that goes in there. We saw that elemental that can discover an elemental from the past won't discover this, but maybe discover Grumble, and then you grumble this and do shenanigans, right? This has serious implications in Standard, has serious implications in Wild. It just seems like an outright scary, terrifying card. It might be an outright catastrophe of a card, but my goodness, Elemental Shaman just got like the absolute craziest centerpiece we have seen in quite some time. Do I rate it a 5 out of 5? It is close. Just the only reason I don't is Elemental Shaman hasn't been a thing in ages, but a card like this and the other 4 or 5 Rusher are 2 cards that could absolutely put it over the top. It is absolutely something you do not want to sleep on, and if it's really good, people are gonna hate it because it's like Sire Denathrius all over again of just blowing up and taking insane amount of damage from this 7-drop. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 in Standard. I think this card is like a meta-defining style of card. Maybe Elemental Shaman doesn't come together to make this card good enough, but I feel like the card on its own is just outright crazy power. As long as the support is there, this card will be incredible. In a Wild, I'll give it a 4. Shutterwalk's there, Grumble's there. There's so many incredible elementals. You can copy this Battle Cry with the Macaw, the 3-mana 3/3. There are so many possibilities with this card. It is rather terrifying that, yeah, I could see this seeing realistic play in both Standard and Wild. That's all the cards for now, but there'll be a reveal, I believe, again at noon Pacific, so I'm either going to try and sleep or who knows what we do over here. But let me know what you guys think about the cards in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.